A very one-sided first set there as Qlash starts strong.
We play together every day.
Exactly what the doctor ordered from Qlash.
I think we are the best team to play this comp.
Oh no! The bot disintegrates, so much damage available for Qlash.
Be ready to lose.
Be it the game decider right here, and it looks like it will be Zeta Division with a huge win.
いつも応援してくれてありがとうございます。必ず優勝するので、本番もよろしくお願いします。
Zeta Division once again reign supreme.
This is where you put the pedal to the metal and you take the test and see if Zeta Division can do it live.
Yeah, man, this is one of those situations where you have two teams that could not be more different from each other. You have Qlash that is known for so much, controlled aggression. On the other hand, Zeta is a much more calm team that is gonna play it very, very safe until they push forward. We got our bans coming through. Lola.
Predictions are concerned. Me personally, I've got my money on Zeta Division.
All right, we'll see who gets it right. We have our first game starting, I believe. Overlay should be getting up to date soon enough. And we have some interesting comps, to be honest. The surge on both sides. Sandy and Jean, more traditional, coming up. SoiDeBresa pushing forward, but he doesn't quite manage to score. GuilleVGX goes for some nice damage, but is forced to open up their goal area, and that can be a bit problematic later on.
Tensai tried to dance around it, but wasn't able to get it done. And so, yeah, like you said, the composition's a little bit interesting. That's a good word for it here. At the end of the day, iKaoss on the bell, very, very classic.
Oh, what a pass! What a beautiful play that was!
Smooth.
Man, that was quite something. Going for the TP, pass again, and finally score that one up. Qlash take the early lead, and there's nothing more terrifying than facing Qlash in lane on Brawl. This is quite a tough matchup early on for Zeta. A great stun from GuilleVGX. Surely that should be a goal, and we can hear Qlash heating up as they take game one.
And that is why you keep driving home the point that AC Milan Qlash are this team that's great on land. Well, why? Yes, one, acclimation to the setting. It's different to stand up. Shouts to YDE. It's different to stand up. It's different to be under stage lights. It's different to be here all around. Absolutely. But they're also making a ton of noise. There's also the intimidation factor. I don't think Zeta Division goes.
Almost every single kill they get, it's scary. It is scary, but game two is starting now. TPN from Totem is able to pick up the kill onto LeNain, and that's a huge opening, but gets slowed down rather quickly as GuilleVGX is able to control the situation for both the left and the mid side of the map.
Already a different style of play from Zeta Division, though. Watching the right laner just jump forward and go for that, and it's a level of aggression we just didn't see in game number one. And so that might be the change that Zeta needs to stick to in order to make this one a contest, because I'll be honest, game one was a landslide, and it did not look great for what I consider to be one of, if not the best team here. That's where my predictions lied, folks. Zeta Division is the squad that I have going all the way, and AC Milan is making me go, are you sure?
Well, we got a nice push there for Zeta. The pull comes through, kill follows up, and Zeta are starting to regain some control. Bull is under the control of Qlash on the right side, and they're not planning on giving any space to Zeta to push forward. Interesting, once again, a TP backwards to stay alive, but that means, once again, a little bit less utility to work with in the future. We've seen those surge TPs can be so clutch in getting kills or getting in good positions. This is last TP pop. Kill follows up. This should be a potential goal, but a Chappie falls, and iKaoss successfully defends this push off for now.
I can't even call that a giant drop, because I think the kills were staggered so much that we were going to see an offender spawn anyway, which is why we didn't see ZD go all the way in. Tensai falling down, giving the ball back to iKaoss. We'll see ourselves re-centralized, scoreless after a minute and a half. And iKaoss, GuilleVGX, LeNain have the ball in their hands. 20 seconds now remaining. And honestly, the door is not open for either side.
All right, we have a push starting slowly for Zeta Division, building up, trying to go for control as soon as overtime kicks in, but they get punished for it. A mispull from a Choppy as well, and they know they need to corner up that ball, calm things down, because everyone is slowly falling down here for Zeta Division, and they need to hold on to this overtime.
Tensai staying alive there was a big deal. It allowed his teammates to respawn and respond. If he goes down fast, AC Milan Qlash walk up the field and just walk it in. Now, Shitempo on the right-hand side, but a big kill opens the window. Another kill from LeNain. And just like that, set number 1 done and dusted.
Man, Qlash looking good so far, but keep in mind, this is their best mode. They are known to be the maybe best team in the world for Brawl Ball.
Sure.
And Zeta, this is one of their less comfortable modes, and that makes sense. You know, they're a bit more of a reserve team. They like to play it safe, play it in the long run, right? Very strategically, and Brawl Ball can be so dynamic, so quick.
So quiet when I lose, and that is a different story here for Zeta Division. So heading off to Minecart Madness, my favorite map. Love to see players get hit by a minecart. We'll see if they can turn this one around and get it done.
Yeah, I think this is a perfect map for them, right? It is one of the toughest maps to play, very strategic game mode, and exactly in the playstyle that we expect to see from Zeta Division. So,
and getting it done, and so that's what we'll do. Mid lane here, the matchup is going to be LeNain versus Tensai.
Man, 6 different brawlers is always something I love to see. Very, very different strategies on both sides so far. Gem lead is absolutely even as Zeta Division have a bit of cover due to that minecart popping.
So the crow here for a Choppy. This is something that Zeta Division really like to do. They like to play the crow specifically on these gem grab modes, and he will go all the way in. He won't ever touch a gem, but he will go all the way in and find those executions. Important answer from LeNain there on AC Milan Qlash's side. But Zeta Division now own the mid, and look at Shitempo here in the mech, just not even getting the kills, just providing a wall for Zeta Division to go to the shop and just get all the gems.
Yeah, so much control still for Zeta, and their gem count is building up. 7 in the bag. Now Qlash retrieves some control, and that wall is going to be huge there from iKaoss. Blocks a lot of axes and rotations, but it doesn't last for long as the minecart is there to destroy.
A lot of time left. Jumping forward, and Shitempo is here, hunting down LeNain, able to get one, and the red team has the countdown. Beautiful wall by iKaoss to separate themselves. 10 seconds left. 2 players to play defense. There's the respawn, and that should be good.
Yeah, and we're here with a healing station. There is no chance, absolutely no chance. And this is exactly what I was talking about, right? We talked about what can make the difference, and that is picking up this game convincingly. It's their best, one of their best modes, and Qlash, they're not nearly as comfortable on it, and this map is just particularly exactly what Zeta want. They got exactly the result they wanted as well.
Great play. The Pam play, I think, really more reserved team. They were yelling, so they are very excited about that one.
They gotta be, right? They gotta be. The odds are so big. They are also the last hope of their region. The Chappy does eat up quite a bit of damage early on. LeNain takes a bit of damage himself. He heals up due to the cactus being broken down. And he's already forced to pump a second gadget. It's a lot of utility gone early on to be low HP in that position. And they're going for the pinch. Yeah, they take LeNain out as well. It's a lot of control for Zeta Division. And dude, we mentioned yesterday as well, one of the big factors for Zeta Division success was Shitempo being on the other side of the map on the enemy spawn. He was there right now against Qlash.
Yep. Big plays happening out here, and again, a Choppy doing his job. Jumping in, getting a kill, dying. But this isn't bounty, it's gem grab, so it's all good. 8-1 as Tensai takes down GuilleVGX. And that should be 9-1. Ooh, not quite. This Crow goes down, and this is a big moment for AC Milan Qlash as they're able to take mid-control here.
Oh,
and
the
might turn
minecart
the
hits.
entire game around.
The minecart hits, and it hits hard. A quick kill in favor of Qlash, and now finally Qlash have some sort of control. They are still behind in gems, but the gap is slowly closing down as Tensai is low HP, unable to really commit to a push just yet. But Zeta, they are hungry for this retake. They don't want to give a chance for Qlash to take back the lead.
A Choppy gets that kill, and I heard him on stage. They really like that play. Not going to be able to repeat it as he jumps to his doom, but here comes Shatampo. Pow, pow. The kill is good, the countdown starts, and that is a lot of separation. Shatampo can even go down here because it's 11 on Tensai all the way up top. Do they have the response?
All right, there's no way to get anywhere close to taking Tensai down. That's Zeta back with another game, and that makes Set here as they take gem grab. What a performance from them, keeping their cool as well after that initial set loss.
I love looking at Shatampo here. The man in the shadows, got the long hair, fitted hat low, as we say in New York. You know, just like, listen, man, I'm going to do my thing. Stay out of my push forward. Basically be a wall that moved forward and just, you had the minecart and the mech. You have to worry about both on either side. But we'll push forward, and we're headed to nuts and bolts here. Siege time. How you feel about this one?
Yeah, this is a bit of an interesting one because Qlash, this was from far their worst mode when they started the year. This and Hot Zone, but bit by bit they started working on it so much because they couldn't win against SK because of it. And now this is actually one of their better modes. Their third favorite, they've performed formidably well so far on it, and this is a good chance for them to maybe take back that lead.
And it swings hard. Siege Mortis alert! LeNain here on the right side. Gotta watch out for that, and Shatampo has to watch out for that. He's the first casualty of war. Left side, Frank takes down a Choppy. We have the Frank v. Frank matchup.
Yeah, this is a bit of an intense game already, and honestly a great shout from LeNain to go for that Mortis. Perfect situation, right? You're facing a Barley, which is pretty much just free low. You're facing the Frank that is never going to be able to hit you, even less be able to hit you with a stun. So that's so much value just off the bat, and he claimed already a couple of kills to show us that.
Love to see the creativity. Again, I think one of the fun, the more fun conversations that I've had this weekend was me coming in and going, all right, guys, you know, the meta has been kind of fun. What are you expecting this weekend? And they were going, I don't know. Everything is different. We're playing against people. They're doing different things in scrims. It's all going to be a mess. And right here, this is a mess.
It certainly is. Not sure exactly what is going on besides Qlash picking up the second bot and keeping that bolt economy pumping in. Look at that, 2 bolts to 2. The advantage here for Qlash is they will get to keep control after this push, so that gives them a bit of an advantage. Already have a slight damage lead, nothing that Zeta need to worry about just yet. What they do need to worry about is this retake. This is going to be the final siege spot of this game, and Zeta need a successful mid retake.
Everything relies on this next sequence. Mortis goes in, gets a kill. And that's going to be a problem. iKaoss here locking the doors. A Choppy can't get any movement. Shatampo falls down to GuilleVGX, and that's going to be it. Zeta needs 2 bolts, and Tensai might have been able to make it happen, but there's just not enough time. AC Milan Qlash grabbed the last bot, and with that, they'll grab game 1.
Man, I just want to point out the magnificent play from GuilleVGX we saw earlier, where basically the Surge TP'd on him, and actually GuilleVGX, instead of committing for the bolt, went back, so the TP was just useless because there was a wall between them, and he pre-fired the spot of the TP, so he died when he landed back from his super. That was a beautiful play for what was normally just an unwinnable situation for that fight. The game didn't rely on it, but just superb mechanics and just brains from GuilleVGX.
You love to see it. You love to see the small stuff. It's absolutely what you have to sweat here on the big stage. Chowing down, always eating, as we see more fun from the Brawl House. But let's reflect on that game one. Each set. We'll jump in here, number 2, iKaoss blowing some kisses. And this time around, we'll see a much different composition from Zeta. And I think I like it. Mortis on the other side. So a little bit of aggression, fire, fight, fire.
Yeah, and there is a Sprout on Qlash that's going to be hard. I love the Gil. I think it's such a creative pick here as well to just keep LeNain at bay, knock him back, whether it's with the gadget or the super. He does pick up the kill and gets the double bats as well. Beautiful play from LeNain, but still Qlash have to focus up on this defense. Gonna take a long time, and that leaves some time for Zeta's players to just come back and hold on to that center control.
Favorite usage of Sprout here. Just make the bot walk back and forth forever. Still a fair amount of damage, 7% done by Zeta Division there. So the fact that they got anything, I think, was impressive because AC Milan Qlash were just doing such a good job of playing gatekeeper. So to even sneak in a little bit was pretty cool.
So far, they're dancing around iKaoss's shots. He's known as possibly the best Sprout in the world, and they have dodged every single shot in the last couple of seconds. It's absolutely surreal how strong the dodging skills from Zeta are. Yet another bot coming through. I think iKaoss may have run out of gadgets now, so they most certainly need this next bot and need to try to take down the bot as fast as possible. Now only 50 seconds left on the clock, and Zeta are looking good in this game.
Completely different story from game number 1. Barley's able to sneak on in there and toss the super overboard, almost halfway done with the Ike. And the last siege on the way. Zeta Division trailing now in bolts. AC Milan Qlash can win this one, and the kill on a Mortis is a good start. 2 bolts picked up by a Choppy, though. Not going to be enough. 6-level siege bot. Zeta Division at 100%. And they're able to get some extra damage. That's going to be a huge deal here as AC Milan Qlash have to get over 50% in one push.
Yeah, and look at the Gale. The Gale is just going to gadget their way out. No one is there to deal damage. Guille gets swept out of existence by the tempo, and this is going to be Zeta with a game in the bag. Finally, both teams are contesting the same set, and look at that, we got some LeNain fans in the Brawl Lounge.
Love to see the love here, but listen, this guy right here, a Choppy, he's the one, they give him the weird picks, he's able to dig deep and bop hard, and, you know, sorry folks, we have the best seat in the house. I can just turn around and see the guys. A Choppy is beaming. This guy has all the confidence in the world. Doesn't matter that he lost set 1. You guys across the way can make all the noise you want. I don't hear you. I don't see you. I just have my 2 teammates and the win column in mind. Rubber match here for our siege set. And the buzz shows up. One of my favorite brawlers these days. But I like the idea to just go right back and run it back with the comp, Gale and everything.
Mortis is huge in this matchup, I think. He only needs to dodge LeNain. The rest is just free shots, free supers, free kills, and the value can be enormous. LeNain goes down, does get his super, so can just come in strong as soon as they defend this one off, but the damage is coming through, and Zeta are finding a lot of value, and that Gil gadget is absolutely huge once more, keeping LeNain at bay, and that's exactly what Zeta have been doing since the beginning of this match.
Poor Chaos. Shatampo just dancing around him. Sure. LeNain shows up and gets not just 1, but 2 kills. And that might open the midfield for the blue team here. Zeta Division 3 to Blue's 5. And that's going to be a siege bot. Level 5 here for AC Milan Qlash. 56% remaining on their Ike. They got to do one better.
Yeah, despite the start being so good for Zeta in this game, AC Milan Qlash are not in too bad a spot. Obviously, it's going to be hard to deal a lot of damage with those Gil gadgets. Should still be about 1 available, I think, for Choppy. Should be keeping it in case they need to defend the final bot. but this is decent economy-wise for Qlash to go for it. LeNain is low HP though. This is going to be a huge problem because he can't fully commit. Is going to be very scary for the least. Zeta Division getting some great kills, and this should be game as they get the double kill, get full-on control, and I don't see how they can be stopped.
Me neither. Achille is out here just barking. I think I even saw him yell at the other team a little bit there. Like, they are feeling themselves right now, and this is just for fun. We know that Zeta Division has taken this game and this set. They're already celebrating as they honestly make mincemeat out of AC Milan Qlash. This was all about the composition. Once they figured out how to win, all they needed to do was enter the lobby, and it was game, set, not match yet, but game and set. And see, we got Zeta Division fans out there as well. Shouts to the Aphelion boys there, repping the East Asia region.
Man, they just reverse swept that siege set out of AC Milan Qlash's hands.
And Achille, like I said, all smiles, ready to jump in, very happily able to go for it. Bounty, next on the docket, dry season, here it is. This is a real classic Bounty map. Open, spread out, real quintessential Brawl Stars.
Yeah, the thing is, we do see a bit more of the newer meta here as well, going for those tanks, maybe a Poco in the mix as well, even triple tank. Those are all options, you know, the Buzzers, the Mortis, those guys can just move into the mix and find so much value. A lot of Zeta fans actually in the lounge. We do have Bounty starting now, as so far it seems like Zeta are in a better spot to contest for that blue star, but not overcommitting, playing it safe. They know that with those lollipop drops, it can be very, very scary, as you never know the exact location of your opponents.
Right here, you know, the two big brawlers that I'm looking at, GA's selection in the tick, and then the Gene across the way. Similar to what I was saying before about Sprout, who changes the rules of the game, Gene does the same thing. When you see that super circle around him, you have to play differently, and I think that's just so impactful. The threat of activation is just so completely different when Gene has a super and is within range. So right now, composition-wise, I like what Zeta's leading with.
Yeah, I completely agree with your point. You know, Jeton is one of those brawlers where just having the super available creates value because it creates space for your team. Your opponents are going to be scared. The lollipop drops are slowly running out. Eventually, we shouldn't have any left, and it's not going to be available anymore for either side. But both teams are playing it so safe. Zeta still have the blue star lead, and Qlash, they are hungry for a kill, but they have no opportunities to get anything just yet.
And this is where the reservation of Zeta Division can pay off. They are totally fine to play a passive game. We've seen a lot of rambunctious bounty matches this weekend, but this is that old school bounty that I'm used to. Just 2 kills, maybe, if you're lucky. And this is where teams feel that fire. 10 seconds remaining. It's up to AC Milan Qlash to step forward. They try, and they get bitten down. They try again, and they get bitten down for the 3rd time. 3 kills in total, all of them on ZD's side.
My goodness, match point coming up for Zeta Division. So many pros were terrified of facing this team, and they are being proven right so far. Now, if there is a team that we can never just call them out, it has to be AQM, right?
Sure.
They've shown time.
It's a big part of why Zeta Division have found themselves 1 game away from the semifinals.
This is huge. I can't even call it an upset because we knew that those teams were so closely matched, but so far, Zeta has been better and absolutely deserved to be in this position. Qlash, pressure is up. They want to take this one, but a lot of space created by Tempo on the left-hand side. And so far, Qlash, they just accept it. They're falling back, giving away that blue star.
And that's not what we saw from this team earlier on in the set. And so we can talk all we want about how the players look like in real life and what they're saying, what they're doing. But when you see it on the battlefield, that's where it's an issue. Nice step forward from LeNain. I'll be honest, LeNain seems like the only one with juice left inside of him. That's the guy that needs to lead this team to victory should they find it.
Absolutely so. So far, it's not looking too great though for Qlash. Zeta Division 3 stars lead. And Qlash, they were quiet, they looked scared. That's not something we've seen of them this year. But they still stand a chance here with the last 40 seconds of this game. It's not over until the clock is down to 0 seconds. And there's still 30 seconds to go.
Shatampo here on the right side, biding his time. Again, passive play coming out from the Zeta Division. They have 3 stars. There is no reason for them to leave their side of the map. The onus is on AC Milan Qlash to make a move. 9 seconds left. Players being cornered, but Shatampo cuts down iKaoss, and that's gonna be it. LeNain falls as well, 8-2. Zeta Division headed to semifinals.
GG for that, as Zeta Division are moving forward and up the bracket. What a performance from them. They looked incredible, ice cold against Qlash.